We have a quorum. My name is Don Edwards, chairperson of the Romeo Planning Commission. We want to open the meeting for February 2018. And the first order of business is roll call.
Okay. Edwards?
Here.
Fowler?
Yes.
Luther? Trapp? Here. Grovich? Kuzmano? Grandstaff? No. Stegner?
Here.
And Webb?
Here.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Next item is the approval of minutes, and before I ask for that, I want to thank Catherine for doing that. Thank you very much for volunteering
Yeah.
and taking care of that.
Make a motion that we approve the minutes from...
I have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And we got a public forum, and the only public here is on the agenda, so takes care of that. We have one item, L&L Products. It's to review the detailed site plan for L&L Products, 33 Mile Road Detention Pond. That's how it's listed on the agenda. And this came before us previously. I think in that previous presentation to the Planning Commission, we were being asked to send it back to the Romeo Village Council if we approved the proposition, and then there would be negotiations for property exchange.
Correct.
So that L&L would become the owner of the retention or detention, whichever you want to call it. And by that means, you would have the ability to build a new access road from 33 Mile Road to the L&L property. And just before the meeting started, we, I think, had just asked, has the transfer of property occurred, or is it?
That has not happened yet. They referred it to their engineer, because we had the preliminary plan that you guys reviewed.
Yeah.
And he asked questions, and really all the questions that they asked would be answered with the stamped engineering, you know, how deep and all that. So we went ahead and did the engineering and the topographical study and everything, and that's the plan that's in front of you, and all to scale. And then there's also some other detailed plans. You know, our engineer's working with the Macomb County Road Commission to make sure that all the right-of-ways and, you know, all the things that are necessary to do this the right way, and that's as it's presented to you on the drawing.
Okay.
And then we'll be going back, and from what I understand, we need to bring it to you guys for approval again,
Right.
and then we go back to the village council to finish things up.
Finish the property exchange,
Yes.
assuming that. I apologize, for the record, would you identify yourself?
I'm sorry, I'm Dave Swartz. I'm the
Okay.
engineering manager for L&L.
L&L. Okay,
And here
thanks.
on behalf of, you know, the L&L land, the owners.
Thank you, Jim.
Dave.
Does anyone have any questions after receiving the detailed plans?
I do. You guys do own the property that the L&L building is currently sitting on? Because I know we were concerned about the pump.
Well,
And
we're
the-
going to take ownership of the property that the road's gonna go through.
Correct.
Yes.
And if at any time that you had sold that property or sold that business to somebody else, I think our concern was the maintenance of that pump. Then would it pass on to the next
That's
owner of the
correct.
building?
That's correct.
And that's gonna be in writing, so we can see that on Monday at the council, because they're Darcy gonna answer that question.
I mean, I can put it in writing.
Make sure it's,
I mean, it's part of the,
I know Matt Edwards will ask you, and I'll probably ask you again, so.
okay.
Because if you do sell the property and no one maintains that pump at that time, then I think the village indicated that we will have to step in and take care of it or something like that. But we don't want to do that, so
Well,
make sure it's in writing.
I agree with you, Zach, but I think what you're describing now is a deed restriction, perhaps.
That's what I was thinking as well.
Okay.
It would be part of the, it would be right on the deed.
Part of the property exchange
Yeah.
and on the deed when it transfers, and that's something
Okay.
that would be covered by the village council, I think, as
Okay.
part of that process.
Yeah, we'll definitely ask you that question, so
Good.
you'll be ready for it.
Good question.
Yeah,
Our
I
duty-
mean, we're gonna take responsibility for it,
Yeah.
and whoever owns the property will then have the responsibility.
Right.
Right.
I think our duty tonight is to view the site plan and to ensure that it conforms to the standards for the village of Romeo in the industrial park. And there are statements on these plans that address that, stating that it does conform to all government regulations. And it looks like a win-win situation to me for everyone. The employees will certainly see a benefit with access from 33 and the new exit entrance
Yeah.
off of M53. It's going to be a huge benefit, and I assume the trucks will find it beneficial also. I don't know if that's going to be a truck route or not, but
We're really interested in the employees. I mean, the condition of Powell Road is, as everybody knows, is troublesome. We met with we met earlier in the middle of last year to try and learn what their plans are, and they're way out there.
but that a county
Yes,
obligation?
yes,
Okay.
about getting that, getting that repaired, and it's
Yeah,
way
it's-
out there. And so we're just looking for another way to,
Yep.
we had, I don't know how many flat tires and all that kind of
Damaged,
stuff. So I'm
sure.
sure you guys have heard of others, so.
Any questions from anyone?
I'm sorry, what was the next step again?
Assuming the planning commission accepts the site plan review and approves it, then the L&L Products and the village trustees have to have another meeting, or the L&L will be at a trustee meeting
Okay.
to continue the negotiations and ultimately finish the negotiations for the transfer of the property
Okay.
for whatever the village decides they need to get. And then whatever L&L decides is worth paying to obtain the property, and then after that, that would assume at that point that the engineers have all had time to review it, and it would be approved. So tonight, as I said, our obligation is to review the site plan and ensure that it conforms to the Romeo standards, and either approve or deny. And if there are no other questions, I would entertain a motion to approve.
I'll entertain a motion to accept the plans the way it is for L&L Product to purchase the property. How do we want to word this?
Actually, yeah, I think our motion tonight would be to accept the site plan as presented.
Okay, thank you.
And we could detail that. Cindy, I'm going to ask you to take the detailed dates and authorizations from this drawing
Okay.
as for the record. And the date, that is what we're approving.
So was that a motion?
Yes.
It was.
To accept the site plan as presented.
Okay.
Stegner,
There's a
second.
motion.
Okay.
Second, I'll wait just for a minute here till Cindy gets the details down.
Okay, and you said the,
Well, I think we would describe this as as presented by Leonard Associates.
okay, all
Incorporated.
right.
Is that me?
Yes.
The hearing date is January 4th, 2018.
Keep the microphone on, so you can have it on the agenda from up here.
We have a motion and a second to approve the site plan as presented. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank
Good
you,
luck.
everyone, for your
Thank you.
time.
That's it. Thanks for doing the extra legwork so we can get a better view of what's going on.
And I did talk with Mitt already. And we're already on the agenda.
Monday?
Assuming we were good.
Okay, that works.
Worked out.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Secure? All in favor?
Besides this.
Hey, Darren.
Associates Incorporated,